What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Devil's in the Details. I'm BD.
And I'm Dan. So before we start off this week, I just wanted to mention that we don't want this show just to be about trailer analysis, but this week is huge. I mean, it's monstrous. So while we will have other stuff coming up, we need to talk about Avengers Infinity War.
We do. I saw the trailer for the first time in my car. I was sitting in my car on my lunch break. Chills ran up and down my spine.
We give you lunch breaks?
I got chills.
They're multiplying.
Seriously, I had a lump in my throat. I was reacting like crazy, and so much that I had to look around and make sure nobody was looking at me, because it was really intense. And I emailed Delta right away, and I told them, I said, I know we already have plans for a show this Friday, but we're doing this.
Yeah, so the show that we had planned to do this week is going to come out next week, unless something else gigantic happens. So let's go straight into it. What do you think of the new Avengers trailer?
Oh my God.
Yeah. For anybody who hasn't seen it, I mean, how could you not have, first of all? It is incredible. A lot of stuff was shown this time around, but nothing still too spoilery.
Nope, not at all. I love the way that it opened. It opened on this upside down shot. Now, I know for a fact, I haven't seen Black Panther, but I know that they used the same shot with the villain from that film. And I guess it's to foreshadow that everything's going to be flipped on its head.
Well, that's what filmmakers love to do. They love playing with camera angles to, really just mess with the viewer on that kind of thing. So yes, they want to give you that sense of uneasiness of everything, being upside down. And, visual mediums are great for doing that.
The second thing that I noticed this right away, is Gamora's voiceover explaining why Thanos is doing what Thanos is doing. And it ends with the snap. Now, that is an iconic visual because that's what Thanos does. He snaps half of existence away in the comic Infinity Gauntlet. So right away it had my attention. So one of the big questions that a lot of us have is which Avengers are we going to lose, or Guardians, in this movie or the next one?
Yeah, who's going to die? I mean, we had our first few rounds of questions when the first trailer came out. Yeah. You and I discussed, possibly the red shirts going.
The dispensables, the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, the Falcons, the bird people. So, but now with the new trailer, we see Iron Man in a bad position. We see Captain America in a really bad position. Thor also. So, could it be that we lose Iron Man and Captain America in one movie? What do you think?
I don't think both in the same movie. I think we might lose one of the two in the first one, in the first Infinity Wars. And I think they're going to save Tony for the second one. The reason why I think that is because he started this. Iron Man started it, and Iron Man should finish it.
Absolutely. I mean, it's still going to be a tough pill to swallow, considering that, it was Iron Man, 10 years ago now, that came out with the first movie that just kickstarted this whole franchise. And
still one of the best superhero movies ever made. Another possibility of somebody dying, Gamora, possibly. I'm sure Thanos feels betrayed.
Yes, and it looks like from the trailer that we actually see, a very quick clip of young Gamora. And, when they go into people's backstories like that, it's usually not a good sign that they're going to make it all the way through the movie. And, it could be, this could be the last appearance of Gamora.
Another one that might fall, Loki.
Oh man, have they been setting up Loki for an actual fall for so long now? I mean, he's died twice so far.
Yeah, pretty much.
That he's then come back from. But I think this might be the time, especially with everything that happened in Ragnarok, just really building that brotherly love between Thor and Loki, to then finally, this is it. I think you're right. I think Loki might be biting it on this one, and it would be a shame.
And how the scene in Ragnarok where Thor and Loki are in the elevator, and he just explains to him,
yes,
you are you, and I am me, and doesn't matter, I love you, man.
Yep.
You're my brother.
Still brothers.
The Hulkbuster armor. we were discussing a lot of things about it. One in particular was the comparisons that you made to the first trailer.
Yeah, so I actually compared the first and second trailer to see if the Hulkbusters were the same, because I thought they looked a little different. And while they are slightly different, I think it's more just of a CG kind of completion thing as opposed to being two different versions of the armor altogether. It's only very slight, minute differences in details, so I think that's just the CG being completed between one trailer and the next.
So we had an interesting conversation about the Hulkbuster armor where we were debating if Hulk was going to be in it or if Banner was going to be in it, and the possibility of it being remotely operated, obviously. But I think that it's Banner that's in it.
So we've seen the first one that, Banner is around the wreckage of the Hulkbuster armor, so I think he's definitely in it in regards to the first trailer. And the second trailer where they show the Hulkbuster armor getting up, it's possible. I mean, we don't know for sure on that one. We should do an analysis to see what Hulk getting up and the armor getting up.
The one thing that I want to see, and I hope it happens, and I think it might, is seeing Hulk out of the Hulkbuster armor. That would be amazing. That would
be such a great shot. Just Banner just getting pissed off, or getting shot at through the armor or something, and then just Hulk just rips through it, and then attacks a horde of enemies, or maybe Thanos himself or something. The secret weapon, the secret missile towards Thanos would be the Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster armor.
We are the biggest geeks.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Could be another possibility. Once the team gets to Wakanda, they get an upgrade. Ever so slightly.
Yeah, it is a possibility. But
Cap's got a new shield.
He does have a new shield.
Vibranium shield. For example, if you look at Bucky's arm, that looks like it's complete vibranium. And it might be like a sort of Swiss Army knife, with things popping out.
It is possible. I would be kind of disappointed if they make it the, MacGuffin to save the world. Bucky's Swiss Army knife arm to the rescue. We have so much technology already in the series, with Wakanda being added to that. I do want to see some cool new toys, don't get me wrong.
Oh, you're going to see some cool new toys.
But I also don't want the technology to be what, brings the win for the team. It's got to be the team itself.
Right. But, I mean, if this is the last war, the war to end all wars, you're going to go in fully equipped.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to grab everything you can. You're going to hedge your bets to the max. And every little benefit that you can use to your advantage, you're going to use it. Still no Soul Stone.
Still no Soul Stone. So I know you've got a theory.
Oh, yes.
I've got two theories right now that are running. One, I still believe that the Soul Stone is somehow buried in the meteorite at Wakanda, which was what gets Wakanda into the war with Thanos. My second lesser option is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I think they might hide it there. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now is doing a parallel storyline with Infinity War,
right.
And you can tell where they're going together, and there is something currently happening in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that may or may not reveal a Soul Stone. So
that's interesting.
That is...
I didn't give that a thought.
I really, really hope they do something along those lines to really give that series some relevance to the movies again. Not just, we're the cleanup crew for the Avengers. But I don't know if they're going to put that much faith into the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series.
We'll see, I guess. One of my theories, obviously, Tony's got it. Tony's got it, has had it.
So we know from one of the promo posters or promo covers for a magazine, I think it was, that the Soul Stone was shown with Tony. But where? Where would he have it? Where would he hide the Soul Stone?
Stark Mansion.
Yeah, but we've seen all his tech so far, and nobody on the internet so far has even had a glimmer of Tony Stark having any...
It's well hidden.
Yeah, well, Captain America's shield wasn't well hidden. We had a whole bunch of other Easter eggs that weren't well hidden, and I don't know that they're going to hide the Soul Stone with Tony Stark. I'm not making any, definitive bets on that because this is the MCU and they do all kinds of fun things, but I don't know. I just can't get behind Tony Stark having the Soul Stone.
It's a possibility that's what, powered the arc reactor. Just saying.
We know. I'm angry about that. We could like spend decades on the Soul Stone right now until it actually shows up, but I think that, I mean, we know how the arc reactor was powered. He built it in a freaking cave. He didn't have no Soul Stone.
No, but the big one, the big giant one.
Yeah, the big giant one was built also without a Soul Stone, because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to build the small one.
That we saw.
Trust your senses. And don't look this bitch in the eye.
The mind gem that's in Vision. Thanos is going to get it one way or the other. So I think that maybe that they want to go to Wakanda and they want to get it out of him before Thanos gets it out of him. Because if they take that Mind Stone out of him, he's going to die.
Well, will he though? Because we kind of see in the first trailer human Vision, right? We see a human version of Vision. So if that's just, you know, some illusion that he's playing or something else, that's one thing. But if it actually does get taken out of him, which in the first trailer we also sort of see, you know, is it maybe the scepter that's taking it off of him? Or like you said, it could be just creative editing and it's actually them trying to take it out of him at Wakanda. But I don't know. I'm thinking he gets... it's a tough call because we don't know. We just don't know yet if it's
one way or
Thanos
the
that takes
other.
it out.
It's coming out.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
I would think that the Mind Gem is safest with Vision. I mean, to take it out of him seems kind of like a bad move if you were to, you know, remove this power from your team. Vision is a super powerful character in the group, and to basically make him powerless is kind of, I don't know, seems like a bad move to me.
I can't control their fear, only my own.
Rhodey's walking.
Yeah, that's something interesting.
Walks out of the Quinjet in Wakanda.
Yeah,
He looks like he's sporting some Stark tech.
yeah.
Probably helps him a lot. So Rhodey's not the only one who gets to benefit from the Stark technology. In this one, we get to see the bleeding edge armor on Iron Man. We get to see it being used in 2 occasions. Well, you get to see it used where his boot thrusters, when he's going after what seems like to be the Q ship, turn into one single booster and he jets off.
Yeah, that's true. You do see it. What's a Q ship? The ship that looks like a Q?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Good. I didn't know
thought
that's
I'd
what
throw-
they're called.
Yeah, thought I'd throw that in. And the second time that you get to see it is when it's almost pulverized. There's bits and pieces on Tony's shoulder, and you can see where the nanobots are pretty much dead and they're not operating anymore. Okay, another thing that popped out was that the team splits up. It seems that the team splits up into 2 or even 3 factions. You have one in Wakanda fighting against the Outriders with Cap, Bucky, Black Widow, Black Panther, Vision, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Hawkeye, Hulk, and War Machine. And then you seem to have another team, which seems like they end up on Titan. In that team, we see Doctor Strange, Iron Man, Star-Lord, Drax.
So, Titan? So, as somebody who's never really read the comic books, you got to explain that to me a little bit. How do they end up on Titan? Like,
Thanos.
Like the moon Titan, right?
Well, I'm not sure how it's going to play into the Marvel Universe. If it's the Moon Titan, it's the planet Titan, it's where Thanos is from.
Okay. So they kind of like go through the portal or something that Thanos came in from and go back to
Titan, and it looks like there's a fight going on there with that segment of the team which have broken off, which, by the way, leaves me to wonder where Gamora is. And I don't know where Gamora ends up. I don't know if she's part of that second team. I don't know if she's with Thor, Teenage Groot, and Rocket.
Yeah. Where would Thor, Teenage Groot, and Rocket be?
It looks like they went to forge a new hammer. That's what I think.
Oh, which explains the next point that we want to bring up.
The toy industry has a pretty bad habit of spoiling things ahead of time by releasing toys early, which I understand. They got to sell them, so that's fine. But one of the things that I noticed about the Thor amiibo, 2 things. No eye patch.
Okay.
Do they fix his eye in Wakanda? I don't know. Does he go to Wakanda even at all? I don't know. And the other thing that I noticed was his hammer. He's got a hammer. Now we know he lost his hammer in Ragnarok. It was decimated. So they have to go forge a new one. And it's obviously made up of 2 things. But the handle is what interests me the most, because it looks like part of Groot.
Oh, from the toy, the handle looks like part of Groot? That's interesting.
Yeah.
And actually, that could be something very important further on, because Groot is very unique in the universe. We've never seen another one like him.
Right.
It's not a species that we know of that's, has been seen anywhere. It's the comic books. Do they ever really mention his backstory or history at all?
Not really in the movies, no. The most that we get, I think, is from the Collector.
Sir, you must allow me to pay you now so that I may own your carcass. At the moment of your death, of course.
I am Groot.
Why? So we could turn you into a frickin' chair?
So you're saying that these three are going to be going to...
Or 4. I don't know where Gamora is.
Yeah.
I don't know where she is.
But they're going to forge a new hammer for Thor.
That's what I think.
That's a lot to put in a movie.
Well-
I mean, the forging a new hammer could be its own movie.
What if he's got the hammer in his hand when that lightning bolt strikes down, but it's CG'd out?
That's possible. It could be. But we also know that he can use his lightning powers without the hammer.
I know.
He is the god of thunder,
I'm just speculating.
even though he should be the god of lightning, not just thunder, because thunder's just a sound. So where do you think they're going? This group of 3 or 4?
Somewhere or nowhere.
They could be going to nowhere. That is an interesting place to try and forge a hammer.
It is, after all, where the Collector is, with the Ether Stone.
Yeah, and actually, you know what? Speaking of the Collector, something just came to me. We have the Collector's brother, which is the Master, played by
Jeff Goldblum.
And nobody's ever talked about his weird staff that he used to melt somebody down to nothing. I mean...
You're officially pardoned from life.
That is a weird staff power to have, and we've only seen something like that before with Loki's scepter. Maybe he's got a soul stone. Just kind of thrown in there, and nobody really ever gave it any thought. They're just like, hey,
That's
weird
true.
world, weird planet, weird weapon.
Weird brothers.
Weird brothers, and that's it. Nobody... I mean, it would make sense that the Master has a soul stone. Right? I mean, he's a collector just like his brother. He's not the collector, but... he does like to have things.
I will entertain your thought. We see Loki with the Black Order collecting the space gem, or giving the space gem.
Looks like he's handing it over.
Looks like he's handing it over, and in the same shot almost, you see Thanos squeezing just the life out of Thor's head. Now, I don't think he's trying to kill Thor in that moment. I think he's forcing him to watch Loki die, and I think the scream is not a scream of pain,
but of anguish.
But of
I get
anguish.
it. Yeah, that's a very, very good theory. I mean, Thanos is all about power and control, and that is one hell of a way to, show your dominance, especially over the God of Thunder, is to kill his brother right in front of him. And yeah, that's chills, man.
I know.
Give me chills.
It's electrifying.
We also get to see Ebony Maw torturing Doctor Strange with those knives that look very reminiscent of Caecilius's knives. But I can't figure out why he's torturing him. If it can't be to get the time stone, because if he's got him in his grasp, he could just take the time stone.
It's very possible he hid it. Yes, there's a very good chance that, Doctor Strange is going to use the time stone, but at the same time, if he knows that he's going to be captured, maybe he sent it away somewhere.
Possibility. That one's got me scratching my head.
So speaking of Doctor Strange and Caecilius, I mean, we're bringing back the jokes. We've already started with
Star-Lord and
Stark, which is just great.
I think it's good, except it sucks. So let me do the plan, and that way it might be really good.
Wow.
Making fun of Doctor Strange's name again at the end of the second trailer, which is brilliant.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. Then I am Spider-Man.
Brings us right back to this moment.
How long have you been at Kamatage, Mr.
Doctor.
Mr. Doctor?
It's strange.
Maybe.
So it's nice to see that Marvel's keeping the humor intact and part of the film franchise, which is great, because it offers those moments of levity where you go, okay, you get to breathe a little bit and you get to laugh a little bit.
Especially when it's going to be a dark film. I mean, we know right off the bat we're going to lose people. It's going to be a fight against all odds. Thanos is the big bad that we've been waiting for, several years now. It's been teased and teased and teased, and now he's coming. And he's going to take them all out.
Kevin Feige is a genius.
Yeah, he's not allowed to die. Well, that's it for this week. There was a whole lot to cover on this tiny little trailer, and it gave us so much more new information. We hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you very much to our patrons for donating to us every month.
Once again, thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing if you haven't done that already, and let me know in the comment section down below. I really want to know, who do you think's going to die, or what did you think of the trailer?
And with all of the MCU characters finally coming together in their, epic movie, who's your favorite, and why do you think they should avoid Thanos' wrath?
See you next week.